And no one to manage the Chicago River, one of the most heavily engineered waterways in the world. As each day passes, nature begins taking over. Three days after people. A rainstorm hits Chicago. In the time of humans, such a deluge would have been unremarkable. The Chicago River should flow into Lake Michigan, the massive body of water bordering the city. But in 1900, man turned on nature. The river's flow was reversed to prevent pollution of Chicago's drinking water, leaving man in firm control of water levels and employing engineering techniques that were later used in building the Panama Canal. In the time of humans, whenever it rained, river engineers managed the canal locks and sluice gates to divert the current away from the lake. But now, after more than a century, the river takes its revenge.
In a life without people, we wouldn't be able to anticipate such an event and open gates to manipulate the water levels. The entire river system would fill up gradually, just like water in a bathtub. Initially, it would flood low areas in downtown Chicago and the basements of buildings along the river.
Soon, the high river levels begin surging south along the man-made channels towards the gates of the controlling works 35 miles downstream. The 109-year-old complex controls the drainage of the Chicago River. But that's all about to change.
The cascade of water dropping on the downstream side would erode the piers holding the gates up.
The days when man controlled this river are over.
There's about 10 to 20 billion gallons of water behind these gates. And when that structure collapses, that wall of water would send a torrent down the Des Plaines River to the city of Joliet, where it would overtop the river walls and flood the center city.
Just days after people, entire towns in America's Midwest are wiped out by raging water.